The January transfer window is officially over, and this was somewhat silent until the final week of the actual window. And just like everything in life, there are winners, there are losers. So I picked my winners and my losers of this January transfer window. But before I begin to give you guys my selections, I have a criteria for how I picked these teams and players. You are considered a winner in this transfer window if you addressed your needs or you ended up where you wanted to be. That goes for teams and players. You are a loser if you either stayed at the club that you wanted to leave so bad or you didn't acquire any of your main targets. Simple, straightforward. Let's start. First winner, Inter Milan. They are racing Juventus for that Serie A title, the Scudetto. That is such a beautiful word. I love it, the Scudetto. And they brought Christian Eriksen. They brought Ashley Young. So they took some talent from the Premier League. Well, when I say Ashley Young and talent don't really belong in the same sentence. But anyway, Christian Eriksen will clearly elevate this team. Antonio Conte got exactly what he wanted. And all of a sudden, Inter Milan is creeping up on Juventus. But then again, going back to this last segment, greatness could just take over, and maybe Juventus could just run away with this league. But Inter Milan could make a very strong case this season and next season. Good transfer windows both in the summer and in January. A loser, Barcelona. Barcelona just pisses me off. Barcelona pisses me off. They need a striker. It's obvious. They need a striker. Lionel Messi's not a striker. Ansu Fati's not a striker. Luis Suarez is hurt. And Ousmane Dembele, at the time that I'm recording this, he was coming back from an injury. He gets hurt again. I mean, what the hell is this guy made of? Seriously, this guy just gets hurt and hurt. And I saw someone compare Dembele to Gareth Bale. Have some respect for Gareth Bale. He is a 3-time Champions League winner. He's scored in the final in Lisbon and in the final in Kiev. Have some respect for Mr. Gareth Bale. Barcelona did not address any of their needs, and they let go of Carles Aleñá and Carles Pérez. For whatever reason, they don't like anyone named Carles, so they just let them go. And their squad got a little bit more narrow. The depth is no longer there. Not that it ever was this season. The selection is going to be a little tougher. Tougher games are coming up. Barcelona, what are you doing? What are you thinking? No striker, no hope. This season is a write-off for Barcelona. I would be very surprised if they win any trophies this season. I would be very, very, very surprised. I'm going to go out on a limb and say I'm going to be shocked if they win anything this season. Barcelona isn't in the condition to win absolutely anything. Terrible transfer window. They didn't get anyone. They were supposed to get like Timo Werner or something. Timo Werner, he's staying for another few months to finish off the Bundesliga at Leipzig. Another winner for this January transfer window. Winner number 2. Borussia Dortmund and Erling Haaland. I bunched them together because it's a win-win for both. Borussia Dortmund is a team that likes to buy cheap, sell very expensive. That's what we all like to do. And their player is showing out. This guy has been playing incredible. He has scored in every single game that he has played in this season in the Bundesliga. This kid's just incredible. And of course, Haaland wins because he gets the exposure of the German league. If I'm being honest and a little bit douchey, no one watches the Austrian league. So, I mean, yeah. And no, over here in the States, it's easier to watch the Bundesliga. So he gets that exposure. And that price tag is going to skyrocket if Real Madrid or Barcelona. Well, Barcelona, apparently they don't need a striker. So Barcelona's not going to knock on Dortmund's door. But if Manchester United is interested again after they got rejected, who knows? They have no dignity. But if they come back and they knock, that price tag is going to be very, very high. So they both win. They both win. A loser, Edinson Cavani. A loser, yes. A loser in this transfer window. Because he wanted to leave PSG. There was a lot of talk, a lot of rumbling. Atletico Madrid wanted him. They wanted Edinson Cavani because his contract is running out at PSG. He's not getting many minutes because Mauro Icardi just took over. And Cavani's like, I want out. I want to go to Atletico Madrid. And Atletico Madrid's like, yes, but no. We're okay. So he ended up staying. He's not going to get many minutes. And he's probably going to play in the MLS come June or July. Cavani, man, I feel for him. But that's what happens when you go to PSG. A winner, Bruno Fernandes. Finally, after months and months and months, finally, he went to Manchester United. Maybe he wants out already. He has no idea what he got himself into. But finally, it was his dream. It's funny. I find it hilarious when these players arrive. It's been my dream to play for this team. No, it hasn't, dude. It hasn't been your dream. Stop lying to yourself and to the people. But anyway, Bruno Fernandes, he probably did want to play for Manchester United. Finally, it was made this past week. Manchester United got their guy, but they're still struggling. But regardless, Bruno Fernandes is considered a winner in this January transfer window. A loser, Chelsea. What are you doing? The transfer ban has been lifted. You can start buying players now. They didn't buy anyone. What the hell? Aren't you supposed to get like a new goalkeeper or something? They didn't get anyone. They didn't get any mids. They didn't get any center backs. They didn't get any strikers, wingers, fullbacks, nothing. They're like, we'll pass. All right, whatever. I mean, I guess. And Frank Lampard calls himself the underdog in this top 4 race in the Premier League. Well, yeah, you didn't sign anyone. You didn't enhance your team. You are technically an underdog. It'd be funny if they just fall off of 4th place and end up like in 9th. Anyway, the last winner on my list, Tottenham Hotspur. Not just because their newest signing scored a beauty of a goal this Sunday against Manchester City, but because they addressed their needs. They needed a little bit more attackers, so they brought on Steven Bergwijn, and now Heung-min Son has adopted a bit of a false 9-ish, striker-ish role, so he can take over for Harry Kane when he is injured. He's going to be injured for a while. So they have him to play. They kind of address 2 needs in one. And they made Lo Celso's loan a permanent deal. So that's good. He's been finding himself in the starting 11 quite often with Jose Mourinho in charge. And Gelson Fernandes is, of course, another player that found himself now in Tottenham at Tottenham Hotspur. So they got some good signings. I'd say that Tottenham is definitely a winner, and it looks like maybe this season won't be as bad as we thought it was going to be in October or even early November. The final loser of this January transfer window, Thomas Lemar. Poor guy. He got double teamed against Real Madrid. Vinicius and Mendy just toyed with him. They just passed the ball around, and they scored. And Thomas Lemar rarely gets any minutes at Atletico Madrid. He doesn't get much. He's been what a lot of people like to call a flop. Arsenal wanted him. Arsenal wanted Thomas Lemar, and Atletico's like, nah, we're not going to sell him. We're going to keep him on the bench, but we're going to keep him. So poor Thomas Lemar doesn't get any minutes, doesn't get to go where he wants. He is going to stay at Atletico Madrid for a few more months, and it's probably going to suck for him. But yeah, those are the winners. Those are the losers. If you have anything else, any other winners, any other losers, let me know in the comments or on my social media. This is it. The January transfer window came and went. Now, your clubs better start figuring it out for July.